So a couple of weeks ago, a guy by the name of Magnus Carlsen, aka the world's greatest checkers player, resigned from a professional game after only the first move because he suspected his opponent Han Solo was cheating during the match. The drama was nuclear. It's the third most popular post on r/chess, trending on Dumb Bird app, no one knows what the hell happened, and everybody who knows nothing about chess is giving their 2 cents. Now, it's impossible to prove whether Han Solo cheated or not. There's just no tangible evidence except for a few psychosis-induced theories. Cheating in chess is pretty goddamn hard considering they pat you down pretty vigorously, and then after that you're in a room dead silent full of nerds staring at your every move. That was until one sick and twisted theory stuck its head out of the toilet water and took a shit over all the other theories. Anal beads. Security was tight, but Han Solo's butthole may not have been. I cannot say that line with a straight face. They forgot the most infamous and historical smuggling trick of all time, the prostate. The theory claims that Han Solo stuck vibrating beads up his rear end during the match with Magnus Carlsen, while an outside spectator sent Morse code to the beads inside Han Solo's butthole to tell him what move to do next.
Definitely.
What the fuck am I doing with my life? Obviously it's a joke theory. I'm not here to prove whether he did or didn't stick something up his ass. I just want to know if such advanced technology as anal beads are really capable of cheating in a multi-million-dollar competitive industry. I mean, look at these figures. You've got tournaments where you can collectively win millions of dollars. Tucker Carlsen taking home $100,000 in a single day. Hikaru Nogo's net worth is worth $50 million. You're telling me I can make money by shoving things up my butt and I don't even need an OnlyFans account? Count me in. Now, I don't want this video to be at risk of getting age restricted or removed or anything like that, so I will be very careful with what I do and say, and I will not be showing any explicit content, and I will be very carefully rereading the YouTube community guidelines and the Bible. But for the purposes of this cheating method, I do need to enlighten you a little bit on the suspect at hand. Vibes, we'll call them from now on. Mom, I'm so sorry if you're watching this right now. I don't know if you know how hard it is to find technical specs for Vibes, but it's not easy. And I know what you're thinking, and no, I'm not buying one. Going off what info I could find, they're capable of a few different things. 35 feet in range, apparently they're very quiet, and they probably use either Bluetooth or radio waves to send a signal from the remote to the person's butthole, akin to something like a shock collar. Which means they're very much capable of being controlled remotely and obscurely by an outsider. What really matters are these 2 things. How does it vibrate from an engineering perspective, and how can you encode and decode messages with it? Vibration in electronics uses motors, more specifically an eccentric rotating mass vibration motor, or ERM motor for short. If it looks or sounds familiar, it's because it's the same kind of motor that video game controllers use for rumble, and it's why you should never let your sister borrow your controller. You see, the motor's mounted inside some sort of device like an Xbox controller, or Vibes, and then there's a weight attached at the end of the motor, which is deliberately off-center, which causes an imbalance when the motor spins, which causes the object to wobble and vibrate and blah blah blah, Bill Nye the Science Guy. You can make it vibrate in many different ways by changing things like the speed of the motor, how big the motor is, how heavy the weight is, where the weight's mounted, etc., etc. They all play into very subtle differences, like why some are very nice and elegant and feel like butterflies are inside of you, while others feel like you're bareback riding a bull while arguing with a chainsaw. Now, I've decided on this Xbox Series X ERM motor. Now, according to my research, most Vibes like to use either silicone or ABS plastic, the latter of which is particularly good for carrying vibrations. Now, I don't have a 3D printer or anything, so I dug around my house for plastic pieces I thought I could theoretically fit up my ass with. I found this old Mr. Clean floor sweeper under my sink with his face on it that hadn't been used in years. I grinded it down and had to do a bit of finessing to make it work. But luckily Mr. Clean was small enough to probably theoretically fit inside my asshole, but just barely big enough for the motor to fit inside. But even with an ERM motor up your anus, you're still not a chess champion because we need a way to encode and decode messages into it. Now, I'm not a chess player because I have the brain of a monkey and the attention span of a goldfish, so I'm gonna make up my own chess notation I'm calling anal notation. Here's how it works. Chessboards split up each square into a letter and a number, so we can tell Han Solo what square the pawn we want him to move is at and what square we want him to move it to. For example, D2, D3. Move the pawn from D2 to D3. 8 letters, 8 numbers, 64 possibilities, Endless fun for the whole family. Now the way this is encoded into the motor is also very simple. It vibrates from 1 to 8, 4 separate times for each character, and it ends on a long vibration so you know when the character's done. Or audibly we can use beeps, just listen, I promise it'll make sense. So for the letter D, or number 4, that's... So here's the prototype I'm calling the Vibes. The person who sends the chess moves is called the Vibe Master. The person who inserts the device is called the Viber. The Vibe Master sends vibes, aka encoded chess plays, to the Viber. Now I don't want this video to get removed or demonetized, and I don't want to get put on any sort of list, so I'm gonna put the vibes in my back pocket, which will essentially emulate my asshole. And I also whipped up this program that sends vibes to the microcontroller inside my back pocket over Wi-Fi. Wow, Sam, that's not fucking boring at all! Even with all this ingenuity, it's still very prone to human error, so I'm gonna practice with it a little bit, and then we can really put it to the test. Add the sound effects. E3, D2, E3? D2, D3, okay. Wait, oh, wait, no, because A1, D, F3, A3. 1 off. I was like C7, D6. I'm 1 off every time. C1, E3. E5, F4. Fuck yes! That's like a 7, C7. Let's go! E1, H2. F6, F2. H1, E1. C7, H5. There we go! H2, D1. Got it. D86, H5, F5, C8, D6, G3, C8, D3, G2, A8, D2. Let's go! This is Billy. He's a chess grandmaster and multimillionaire at only the age of 26. When Billy was young, he lived and breathed chess and spent his youth traveling and mastering the board. His father would often say things like, hey, get better at chess, and dork. And that fueled a fire inside Billy, a burning passion for the board. And today, we're gonna put his grandmaster skills to the test against this vibrator. Fuck me. I managed to get in contact with Billy's manager while he was touring North America, and after lots of lying and misinformation, I got him booked for an hour of practice.
Do I look okay? Do I look? Okay. Nice to meet you, Billy. Are you Sam? Well, you told me all about that stuff you do for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Those kids are fucking awesome. Can I get you anything? Beverage? I got some water for you.
Oh, awesome.
I also invited my good friend Nolan.
Don't worry about Nolan. He's in the corner inconspicuously. He's just gonna sit there. He also wants to watch the practice and learn.
I assured him that he had no reason to be suspicious of Nolan. However, that was yet another lie I had told him in order to enact my plan. Nolan would be inputting Billy's moves into a chess bot online and sending the bot's moves to my emulated asshole.
Hey, what's that? All right, so we're good to... So why don't you open, because you're clearly the senior here.
I mean, white always opens anyways, but...
It was only the first move, and I already felt the awkward silences as I stalled for more time.
The chessboard looks very chessboardy today. Oh wait, let's see.
My device was dead silent, but that wasn't fooling anyone. Billy could still tell something was off.
I mean, there's only 2 spots he can go.
That's an infinite amount of multiverses where I could lose to you, so.
Boom. What do you have to say about that?
Good, what do I have to say about that? That's a good question, because Okay.
Taking a long time.
Ooh, sorry.
Ooh, really? Really?
Check. Check. take this guy. 'Cause
How about that? Now what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna need to take a solid 20 seconds to think of what I'm gonna do next.
Are you guys okay?
My therapist said I wasn't, but I think he's a liar.
The pauses were adding up, and the longer things dragged on, the more awkward things seemed to get.
So how's the kids?
I don't have any kids.
How would they be if you did have kids, though?
I guess they'd be fine.
That's good.
Luckily, I was only a few moves away from checkmate.
Let's check, right? Let's check. Check.
That's actually a good play. Check.
I knew that.
I did not expect that. This is not good. It's not over yet. Oh, I've come back from this before.
Oh, what year was that? 1940?
I'm like 26 years old. Come on.
I'm gonna need at least 30 seconds for this one.
Make it 20.
Wait,
Sorry.
excuse me? Well, how'd you start playing chess?
Found it in the
Oh.
dumpster.
Found it in a dumpster, really?
Pulled it out. It was pretty fun.
Boom.
Fuck, I like that guy.
Do you know what this guy's called?
A rook.
What about
Oh,
this guy?
a horse.
Horse. Good?
Checkmate.
What?
Checkmate.
No.
Oh.
Look at that.
As we started our second game, Billy seemed quite nervous. He hadn't had a single sip of his water since I gave it to him. I offered him a beer instead to take the edge off.
I'm driving. I'm driving. I can't.
Nolan? Cameraman Colin? Alright, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I'd won the first game, but that didn't mean anything. I'd have to do it again to make sure it wasn't a fluke. Billy agreed to a best of 3.
That's called the crab opening. Chess nerds.
I heard that from my doctor.
Your doctor, really?
He said I had a lot of them.
You get that checked out?
Sorry, I'm thinking really hard right now.
The second game felt a lot smoother on my part. Billy, however, was fostering a growing suspicion for Nolan.
Hey, what you?
Mind your own business, please.
I tried to distract him as best I could.
I need to think about this again.
Yeah. Do you got something against journalism?
Sorry, little guy.
There it is. The typer away here over here. Look.
Would you rather I
You got
write
my-
down with a
you got
fucking
my-
pen?
got
You
my-
fuck?
Then he started getting suspicious of whether I was actually part of the charity I said I was, or if I had just lied to get him here.
You just throw it on the floor.
The stuff you told me about, like you're fixing up for the charity.
Yeah, that was the
That's
one.
like,
we were gonna give that to a kid, but he died before we could give it to him.
Oh. Looks
Yeah.
like it needed some work anyway.
Well, he had cancer, but then he ended up getting hit by a car.
Interesting stuff.
My car, actually, when I was pulling in.
Is that a baby doll? It's a lot nicer ones.
Despite the suspicion, and my lack of chess knowledge, I was still annihilating Billy at his own game.
Check.
There you
Check.
go. There you go.
I was testing to see if you knew that. Check.
There you go.
Check. Mate. Checkmate. Checkmate.
I had bested Billy again and destroyed his confidence even more. If I could win this final game, this would be huge. Mainly for me, because my inventions don't usually work this well. I kind of half expected the battery to die or the program to crash or something like that.
You're self-taught.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of
Is that
strategy.
wait? Hey, is that like a insult?
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of strategy you've been using that I've never seen before. So, what strategy are you using now?
This one's called the fellatio opening.
Play show opening.
This was it. This was the game that would determine if my invention was a success or a fluke.
chessboard is made of chessboard.
With my friends by my side and a vibrator in my pants, there was no way I could lose.
Take that.
I was less than 10 moves away from the final checkmate, and Billy had started coping early with his soon-to-be loss.
It's not playing well today. What else can you say? Not over until it's over.
That's what losers say.
You don't like that move? That's very focused.
This is chess, what can I say?
You look like you're trying to like hold in a fart over there.
I have been.
So my new strategy could just be to outlast you before you shit your pants.
That's not the first time that's happened. Definitely this guy. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Check.
Interesting move.
Check. Mate. Check. Checkmate.
Oh!
I'd beaten Billy 3 times at his own game, and it looked like he was about to cry and piss and shit and cum his pants like a big baby. It was time to fess up.
I have a confession to make, Billy. You've been playing against my asshole this entire time. He's scared. He's scared of technology. I'd say it was a success.
Now, it wasn't perfect, okay? It took about 20 to 30 seconds for Nolan to input the move and then send it to my butthole, and my notation wasn't very efficient. However, it was dead silent, there were almost no hiccups, and I won 3 times in a row, which is a 100% success rate. All I'm saying is, some fingers need to start going up some buttholes before matches. While I was making this video, Chess.com released a 72-page write-up of the whole situation, and not once did they mention the beads, nor did they provide any evidence of over-the-board cheating. I mean, I didn't read it because it's 72 goddamn pages, but so I've been told. So you're welcome, Chess.com. Also, Billy's not a chess grandmaster. He's just some random guy I found behind a dumpster. Hey! Hey, you wanna be in a video? Thank you all for watching this stupid video. I'm gonna go lay in bed and question why I dropped out.
Oh. Oh, fuck, that's on your board.
What? Should we talk about anything?
Holy fuck! What? Can you send that to my asshole?
Where'd you get that suit? Bought it brand new. A store called Suits. You ever heard of that?
Suits?